All righty. Well, would you prefer that I ask you some questions to help you through this?
Um, yeah, I think that would help if it's okay.
Sure. So why don't we start off with the basics? Tell us why you wrote your book.
I wrote my book. The book that's coming out, actually, the new one is my poetry book. I have a book in Indie Lecture right now called The Long Road Back. I have a second edition coming out that's going to be an upgrade, so we'll switch that out one day. But my poetry book is me. I've been on a journey, and as everybody has, and it took half of my life to prepare for what I'm doing now. And I'm just struggling to get through this social media and the marketing and the all this kind of stuff. So it's really difficult. But I have a story. I would like to inspire people, encourage. I know that there's people out there that feel the same way I do and do the same things, has gone through the same things, but they don't know that there's other people. My poetry is full of feelings and emotions that I think will touch most everybody. It's also, my sister actually told me that I write a lot like David did in the Psalms. He starts out in agony and crying out to the Lord and, oh, woe is me, but he always ends with some faith or some praise or something. And the Lord has taken me on this journey and he's giving me the words to write. And I have to do it. I just am not too good at the technical stuff. I can do the writing, it's everything else I have trouble with. Did that answer
So
your question?
it's somewhat, yeah. And you said something that I want to touch upon. People going through things, we often think that we are alone, that's only happening to us. And yet other people are going through a lot of the same things, are very close to exactly what other people are going through. Death is a good example. Do you have an example of something that you've gone through that you wanted other people to know that, hey, you're not alone?
Yes, I have. Tragedy has been part of our life. I started out as losing a 2.5-year-old brother when I was 6. And in my little 6-year-old mind, I took responsibility for that. So I was playing when he was having fun. And I decided right then that I couldn't have fun because if I did, bad things were going to happen. I was molested when I was 11. I was married to an abusive person. I had a sister that committed suicide. There's been a lot of trauma in my life. I've had people that loved me, but didn't know how to. My parents loved me, and I have no doubt about that, but they did not understand how to parent. And by losing my mom, losing a 2.5-year-old son, she really never got over the grieving. So it was difficult for her to be the nurturing that we needed. Dad was in the military, and he was very strict and physically abusive. So it sounds really grim. I can't say there were bad things. Look where I am. I mean, I'm doing this. I'm writing this. There's courage. Yeah, Steve, it takes a lot of courage to as an introvert to put themselves out there, but I'm doing it because I believe it's the thing I want to do and need to do.
Okay. Um, in reference to putting yourself out there, that goes for everybody who's a writer and stuff, is to really begin to understand that writing is a process, a mental process of healing. So whether you do it in a fictional basis or a nonfiction or in poetry as your book is coming out, all of that is healing. When is your poetry book due to come out?
The end of the month, it's all ready to go. We just need to get it uploaded on Instagram, so you'll be able to get it Instagram. I'm going to give it to Indie Lector. Instagram will put it on Barnes and Nobles, and Rebecca is my mentor in the publishing world, and she will help me get set up to where she's connected to PayPal. So as I get the electronic stuff figured out, I do have a blog. It's called Aspire to Accept, and I don't write often, but I do write. There's a lot of material out there. Maybe 10 people follow me, so I'm getting up there. I think I started with 5. So the the Aspire to Accept is kind of a brand. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to accept me and the circumstances of the world and how it's okay and how the best way to maneuver through this mystery called life. The name of my book is Thistles and Blossoms, because that's what life is full of, thistles and blossoms. And you've got to have both to be able to be well-rounded. There's got to be both, because you can't have good without the bad, which was a hard concept for me to swallow. I thought bad was just bad and it was horrible, and I tried my life not to be bad, but that doesn't work very well either. The Long Road Back is a second edition. It's coming out at the end of the end of the year. So I was going to say, and I'm published under Roxanne Hodge. I have a Facebook, Roxanne Hodge Books.com. It's a Facebook page, and there's some stuff on there as well. So I am out there in a limited amount. I just don't know how to use it. I'm still learning that.
Well, we do encourage you to check out our online campus, because we do have sessions on there about how to use social media wiser and stuff like that. And as you meet other authors, and a lot of them that are listed up on our system today are learning social media just as much as you are, but feel free to reach out to them. They're always glad to help you. And in reference to social media, remember, we do post about you and your books to our 40,000 followers. So definitely take advantage of that as well. What other books are you working on?
I have several children's books. I'm trying to figure out how to illustrate it. I haven't found somebody I could use as an illustrator. I'm working on a sequel to The Long Road Back. Everybody read it, said, okay, when's the second one coming out? So I'm getting that started. I've got my memoir started. So my poetry really tells me, I call it Thistles and Blossoms, my life through poetry, or my journey through poetry. It tells a lot about me in through my poetry, but my memoir is going to be more of a encouraging kind of, I'm not real sure how. I'm still working on that, but I do want to do it.
Good. And as Steve mentioned earlier, for introverts to step out of their boundary, being here, you already got a follower on your blog spot from Jan Sykes. She went and visited your site and started following you. So congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Bless your heart. I appreciate that.
Thank you for watching. Please join us at our next virtual book festival held every 3 months. Learn more at bookfestival.network. Sponsored by Authors Marketing Guild, Indie Beacon Show, Authors Marketing Event, and the B4R.store.